our channel. So today let's see cutting and sewing of basic blouse. In the previous video we saw how to draft the pattern. If you haven't seen that video yet, please do watch it so that you can understand the full process. The link of the video is in the description below. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe it and press the bell icon. Okay, let's get started. Take the main fabric and its lining and take all the drafts. Now place the front draft on the lining fabric. Secure it with the beaded pins. And mark the outline with the marking chalk. Make seam allowances of 0.5 inch for the neckline, waistline, shoulder and armhole, and 1.5 inches for the side seam. And then cut it. Do the same for the back draft. And for the sleeves and for the belt draft. Now take the main fabric and cut the same. Now we have done the cutting part. Now let's move on to sewing. Take the front draft and sew, keeping both the pieces together. Sew both the lining and the main fabric together. Now sew the dots. Sew all the 3 dots. Do the same for the other side as well. Now take the belt piece and sew both the lining and the main fabric together. Sew the other belt. Do the same for the other belt piece. Cut off excess if any. Now join the belt piece to the front upper bodice. Follow me as I'm doing. Then take another belt piece and sew as shown. Now roll the upper bodice to the belt and make a stitch on the seam line of the belt piece. And now take out the rolled fabric from one end. And make a top stitch on the waistline. Make a top stitch. Now we have done for both the sides. Now take the hook and the loop placket and stitch it. We will stitch the hook placket first. Hook placket, you will stitch it on the right side of the front bodice. Now stitch the loop placket. The loop placket will be on the left side of the front borders. Now we have done both the sides. Now take bias strips and sew on the neckline as shown. Now fold the bias strips and stitch. And later on, let's hem the neckline. Later on, let's hem the neckline. And do for the other side also. Now take the back bodice and sew both the lining and the main fabric together. Then sew the darts. Take the bias strips and sew on the neckline. Make notches like this. And fold and sew the bias strips. And later on, let's hem the neckline. We need to hem the entire neckline. Now join both front and back bodice shoulder. Do it for both the sides. Now take the sleeve lining fabric and join it with the main fabric. And attach it with the bodice. Secure both with beaded pins. And then stitch on the seam allowance. Repeat the same for the other side also. Secure it with beaded pins and sew on the seam allowance. Now take the bias strips and join at the waistline of the back bodice. And fold and stitch like this. Now sew the side seam. Sew the side seam on the other side also. Make 2 to 3 stitches, leaving 0.5 inch gap in between. Now hem the neckline and keep the hooks and the loops. And there you go. Now the blouse is ready for you to flaunt. And if you haven't watched a video of drafting the pattern for this blouse, kindly watch it so that you can understand even better. And before moving on, please like, share and subscribe our channel for more awesome videos.